Hey folks, my name's Richard Harleman, and I do comedy, and I like to talk about comedy, but there's a lack of people who like to have conversations. And so I'm doing all the videos of things that I'd like to talk about, but can't find anybody to talk about it with me. I watch as many videos as I can find to listen to the experts talk, and so then I'm just coming here and sharing my ideas. It doesn't mean that I'm telling you this is how it is. I'm telling you these are my thoughts along the way as I develop as a comedian. And hopefully, more intelligent people, or I guess I should say more advanced people, will come in and correct or confirm what I'm saying. So on Reddit, we were talking about how to talk naturally while doing comedy. And uh, coincidentally, there's this gal who books multiple clubs, and I could be getting on as a feature, but for one, I don't have a quality enough recording for her, which I'm working on. And two, she told me, well, your stuff sounds too rehearsed. I do get laughs in almost every time, so my writing is good, my jokes are solid, but I've been trying to get more relaxed. And so I thought I'd share some of my ideas that I've come up with for it, because I know a lot of people deal with this as well. And so, first off, this is also for those of you who are word by word memorizers. So there's no wrong way to do this. The best way to do comedy, I believe, is to develop what works for you. I heard a really famous comedian, I think it was Louis C.K., who says that when he's practicing, he just writes down a word. That's all he needs is a word. I can't do that. I keep my notes on my phone. I have to write out the whole idea, or else when I come back to it, I'll have no idea what I was talking about. But some people go up on stage with just a word or a phrase, and that works for them. And if that works for you, you probably won't have this trouble like those of us have who memorize, because you are saying it for the first time when you're only reminding yourself with a phrase and then riffing essentially. But for those of you of us who memorize, which a lot of comedians do, Jerry Seinfeld in particular, he memorizes word for word. Then we have that challenge that I'm talking about of going out and making it sound natural. Because unless you've got some kind of style like Steve Martin, the goal is to go up and sound as though you're just kind of talking with your friends, except that you're on stage and there's a bunch of people who shouldn't be talking. And when I finally nailed this, I got the best laughs that I had ever got. And so I think it works. I think it does help the delivery. So, first of all, something that I didn't take seriously enough is memorize it really well. I have not taken that seriously enough to where I go up, and because I don't have it memorized where I could just say it forward and backward, not literally, that's a hyperbole, then it makes me nervous and I'm in my head trying to think about making sure that I remember everything. And so this one time, when I finally had it really well memorized, I wasn't in my head so much, and I was able to just deliver more casually, and it worked great. So that's the first idea: is memorize it really well. And then I had this another idea when I was driving off in my truck. I thought to myself, I wonder if that would work where, when you're driving with a friend, you glance over at them a little bit, but mostly you're looking ahead. And I thought, I wonder if that would help me if while I'm doing comedy, I'm imagining that I'm talking to somebody in my passenger seat. And it would, because what we got to do is kind of trick our brains to get out of the moment, or out of our heads so that we can be in the moment. And that was a technique that helped me. As you're driving along and you kind of, hey, so then, I went along, and you know what I mean, that kind of thing, and it might kind of also give it a little bit of an interesting quirk, like, honestly, I found that to work. Another tip that I had was, if you're fortunate, you've got someone that you can collaborate with your comedy on, collaborate on your hey, collaborate on your comedy with. That's my brother. My brother and I have been into comedy for many years. Even if it's just like we assess our jokes, even when it's just saying it to a friend or commenting on something. We've been assessing jokes for years. And so when I came into comedy, I had that advantage that it wasn't new to me of writing jokes. And I had done comedy years ago, uh, in between songs when I was doing music. And and so that's another thing that I've done. I figured, oh, well, I'll just imagine that I'm talking to my brother, who is my the guy that I talk about comedy with, and that helped too to kind of get myself into that casual mode of talking rather than okay, I'm rehearsing what I've already written. So that's a couple of tricks right there. Another one that I haven't got to try so much, but it seems like a good theory because essentially those of us who memorize, we're basically actors. Um, I've done a little bit of acting, and the same thing. You memorize a script, and then you go out and act like you're saying it for the first time, or that you're saying it for real in a conversation setting. Um, and so that's kind of what we are. So some acting tips can work, and I've seen a couple of ways of approaching this idea. I'm just going to give you the idea, and I'm going to put the link in the description because I think it's amazing. It's a writing channel that I listen to, a screenwriting channel, and this guy talks the host, the interviewer, he talks her through how to get into your true self. And so it's like finding your voice of where you're speaking from your heart, so to speak. And so I've tried it. It's a series of questions to get you to where you're kind of like, I've got nothing I can say. Because then when you speak from that, it's very genuine, authentic, to use that popular term. And authenticity and genuine speaking is what we're looking for. So if you can take yourself to that and then tell your comedy, it's coming from who you are and from your heart. Oh, and that reminds me of one other trick that I learned is that to get the emotion. So a lot of our comedy is based off of a truth or it's based off of an opinion. And so there's emotion that comes with that. And so go through your set joke by joke and take the time, take deep breaths, calm down, and really imagine the emotion that you feel that goes into this joke or into the bit. And when you meditate on that, they say that the way that you practice is how you perform. And so if you do some meditation, I mean, we're just talking a few seconds. I don't know how long it'll take you, but to try to connect with the joke. That way, when you tell the joke, your emotion will be there because you've practiced it. So that's my thoughts on it. Hopefully, guys, like I said at the beginning, I don't come at things as, hey, I'm a master, listen to me. Like I said, my approach to this channel is more of, hey, let's have a discussion. Or these are the ideas in my research and being obsessed with listening to comedians and trying to figure this stuff out. This is what I've come up with. And you won't do it my way. Don't do it my way. But hopefully this gives you guys some ideas that will help you go form your own way. So that's all I got to say. Feel free to leave comments, leave experiences. I'd love to hear other people's experiences of success and failures. Even if you're an open micer and just giving it a try. I like hearing other people's experience. So thanks for watching. Go out and kill. Go forth and kill.